So you're talking to a girl who's clearly into you. You're texting, you're flirting, having a good time. You're vibing, right? You're vibing. She's giving you energy. She's giving you good energy. She's calling you different. Maybe even talking about the future. And then, boom, she vanishes. Goes ghost. No goodbye, no explanation, just gone. I'm sure you've experienced this before. I know I've experienced this many times in the past. It used to happen to me all the time, which is why I'm making this video. But you're confused as heck, dude. You're spinning, wondering what you did wrong. Replaying every message in your head. Did I text too much? Did I not show enough interest? Was it something I said? Let me tell you something that could save you years of pain, and I need you to get this. You cannot miss this. A woman ghosting you doesn't always mean she didn't like you. It often means you were too easy to win. And that's a game changer right there that most guys never even understand. But real quick, subscribe to the channel. I'm dropping videos daily. This is The Ascended Man, and we're just getting started. So let's get into it. All right. Oh, man. I remember this girl I met back in 2021. Okay. We matched on I think it was Hinge. First convo, fire. We're talking for hours, vibing on everything, fitness, goals, faith, even childhood stuff. Like, it was deep stuff. And for a few days, it felt like this girl was really into me. Like, we did this on the first date. This is how it went, right? She was initiating. She was, asking me personal questions, just kind of going back and forth, right? Sending voice notes. She even told me, I don't usually feel this comfortable with someone this fast. So what did I do? I leaned into it. I started replying quick. I started matching her energy, right? But the more that I gave, the less that I got. And within a few days, her messages went from paragraphs to one-word answers, from having emojis to not showing much, and very low-effort text messages, and then completely ghosted me. And bro, this used to happen to me so much. And I remember just sitting there feeling rejected because, that's like, what the heck happened, right? But also confused. Like, I thought that she liked me though, right? Like she liked me, right? And that was the moment that I realized women pull away not always because they're bored, but because you failed the test that you didn't even know that you were taking, right? So let's break that down. All right. Women are constantly testing for value. Always. This is hardwired biology. Most of the time, whether it's subconscious or conscious, but they're always testing for value. Whether she's, conscious of it or not, it's happening because a woman is constantly assessing your SMV. Now, what does that mean? Your sexual market value, right? Think about it like this. She may enjoy your company. She may be attracted to your looks, or she may just vibe with your personality. But if at any point she senses that you're too available, she senses that you're too eager, try too hard, too over the top, or even if she senses that you're not desired by other women, it doesn't matter how attractive you actually are, right? Or how much you have your shit together. It's crazy how it works. But her attraction will plummet if any of these boxes are checked. Okay? And it's not about being manipulative at all. We're not being manipulative with women. It's just survival psychology. She's scanning. Is this guy a leader or a follower? Do other women want him? Can he walk away if I pull away, right? This is all the kind of stuff that she's thinking. And that's why the guy who's calm, mysterious, and a guy that's selective with, how much energy he gives away, that's the guy who women really want, okay? Now, I'm not saying you don't be yourself and try to be someone that you're not, but a lot of you guys got to kind of tweak things a little bit, right? The truth is, the guy who pours his heart out on day 3 gets ghosted. It's happened to me every single time without fail, even if she's expressing high interest in the beginning. Now, this next one is very serious because it's about the mistakes that you're probably making that kills attraction. Okay, so let's talk about texting. Most guys communicate with women the same way that they do with their mom or their best friend. Okay, you cannot do that. This is absolutely fatal. Being yourself, right, which is what you've been told to do, but the version of you that's, texting good morning and giving constant check-ins, matching her energy, all this kind of stuff, being too available, right? Overusing emojis. It's feminine behavior, okay? And that's the version that kills polarity. Okay, because here's the thing, bro. When you're always available, when you reply in 10 seconds every time, when you overshare and emotionally dump early on too much, you signal that you have no abundance. And she starts to feel like, well, I already have this guy, right? There's no chase. There's no mystery, no tension. And the feminine energy needs tension to stay attracted. So what happens? She pulls away. Not because she's a bad person, inherently, most of the time, I'll get to that in a second. But it's because you made yourself too available, too easy to win. Now, what high value men do that's different? What is it that the high value, I feel like it's such an overused term, but what high value men do differently? Here's the difference. High value men, they aren't glued to their phone 24/7. They're not chasing dopamine from a girl's reply, right? They're not sitting there waiting on her to text back. They don't need to win her over with constant validation. They don't need to over-explain, overshare. It comes across as try hard, bro. Like you're trying to sell yourself, it's like you're trying to sell yourself to her too much, right? When you just, yap away yourself right out of her being attracted to you. That's what happens. They understand that, less is more. Like high value guys, the ascended man understands that less is more. And you have to let it, kind of slowly unravel, right? The high value guy lets her wonder what he's doing from time to time, not talking about, oh, what are you doing today? Oh, I woke up early and went to the gym and did work and I did this and I walked the dogs and blah, 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 blah. Bro, what the fuck? Guys, you got to take time to respond. No, we're not playing games here, but you build a life that, you're busy, right? And you don't have to fake it. That's the thing. The red pill community tells you that you have to fake it. You have to fake it till you make it. You got to, no, get after your business, get after the gym, have friends, spend time with family, like have a life that you're building. Like you are busy. And so what's going to happen when you are busy with your life? You're naturally not going to be able to respond right away. When you got a calendar full and you don't have a lot of white space in your day, you are busy. You're busy. You naturally, by default, you're going to take time to respond, right? Because you have a life, right? It's about being composed. It's about being calm. It's about being collected. And a woman respects a man who has emotional self-control, right? It's about having emotional control, emotional regulation, right? And she's drawn to a guy who isn't trying too hard to impress her. That's what keeps her emotionally invested. That's what makes her think about you after the date. It's not your compliments, but your presence, okay? Now, the fourth thing I want to hit on is kind of connected with this, but it's why space, giving her space and timing of, how you approach everything is absolutely crucial, right? Most men operate from this mindset of urgency, right? Like I have to lock this in now or she'll lose interest. But what really makes a woman value your attention is scarcity. You don't need to ghost her or go cold unless she's doing some crazy shit, but you do need to give space. Give her room to think about you, miss you. When you over communicate, right? It's like over watering a plant. Okay. So even if your intention is good to grow something, right? You drown the attraction just like how you can drown a plant, right? It only needs so much, right? And let her initiate sometimes as well. Let time work in your favor, right? Don't rush it. Now, the caveat that a lot of guys screw up on, like, and I have done this myself included, is in the beginning, right? When you first start dating this woman, right? You play it too cool and you're too distant and you wait for her to hit you up every single time. Here's the thing. Here's the problem with that. When she's just getting to know you, you don't have enough skin in the game. You don't have enough leverage yet to be playing it too cool. Okay. And waiting for her to hit you first every time. You can't do that, right? She's talking to a ton of guys. And if you pull back too soon, then the pullback strategy just doesn't work. Okay. So that you got to understand that you can't do that too soon. It's all about the timing of when you do that, right? Once you started to date her for a little bit, then you can kind of pull back and let her come to you some. All right. Because most guys aren't doing that. Most guys are either playing it too cool, okay, or they're constantly trying to win her over and give her a ton of attention, okay? In the beginning, you do have to do that the right amount, okay? If you're feeling this, drop a comment down below. Let me know. Tell me if you've ever had a girl ghost you. I'm sure you have. Obviously, you're watching this. You know, even when things seem to be going well, because most guys just don't really talk about this, right? They don't have a lot of guys to talk about this with. They just take the L in silence. But this is a community of men who grow through stuff, not run from it. And if you want help, if you want to hop on a call, I do video calls. I've coached men, I've coached women. I was a certified personal trainer for over a decade. My email is in the video description and also in my bio. We can set up a video call. It's 1 hour. So master your mindset, bro. That's the fifth thing we're going to address. Master your mindset. Okay. You need to switch your internal narrative, the internal dialogue that you have. You are not lucky to be talking to her. Okay. She should feel lucky to earn your time. That doesn't mean that you're arrogant. Okay. It doesn't mean that you're a dick about it. It just means that you know your worth. Okay. And that's why it's so important for you guys to build value. You have to put yourself in a position to be able to have that kind of leverage in the dating market where you actually are a catch to women. And then you still have to value yourself always. Okay. Because look, I've seen the high value guys still struggle with women because they don't understand this stuff. All right. But if you don't value yourself, she never will. Okay, women mirror your energy. And if you put her on a pedestal, bro, she'll naturally look down on you. You cannot pedestal these women, bro. It's going to be cringy to her. She's not going to like it. What you heard in the TV and the movies, it's all wrong. You can't look at women like this, okay? A woman has to earn your attention. She has to earn the attention that you give her. Attention is the most valuable currency that we have in 2025, bro. With social media, the dating apps, everything, free validation constantly. So attention is the only power that you have. Okay. And this isn't like a power trip or anything like that. I'm just trying to help you guys understand, like, pragmatically, like, this is literally it, bro. This is what you have. And if you give her a ton of your time and attention, especially if you're talking a lot between dates and stuff, it's just like, bro, you can't do that. But when you're grounded, when you're focused with your life and moving with purpose, she starts wondering, what's different about this guy? And that's how attraction works. It's psychological, right? Respect first, interest follows. And emotional control, I cannot stress this enough, emotional control is power. And this is where most guys fail because it's tough, right? You meet a girl, a really attractive girl, you're vibing, and then you start to slip. You start slipping on stuff, right? You start letting your emotions dictate your behavior. Guys get too excited after a good date and start imagining a future that doesn't exist yet, overthinking the heck out of shit, right? Listen, you're allowed to feel emotions, okay? I'm not asking you to be completely stoic, okay? But you're not allowed to act needy. Needy behavior's got to go. We can't be acting needy out here with these women, bro. You got to be busy. You got to have options. You can't get one-nightish. I can tell you right now, one-nightish talking to one woman, don't do it, bro. Because what happens every single time you put all your eggs into one basket, and then what happens? She runs away with your basket of eggs, okay? Until you meet the right woman. Focus on your life. Focus on your purpose. Get busy. Every time you show too much excitement too early on, okay, she feels that imbalance, right? Women want a man who can feel but also contain himself, right? And you don't have to match her energy, okay? And it's the containment that makes you masculine. It's the self-control that you have that builds respect. And it's not always about you. Sometimes she ghosts you because she's not emotionally stable. Sometimes she's just not ready and doesn't want to explain herself. Sometimes she's still, hooked on her ex, or she's battling self-worth issues, or just wants attention, but not commitment. And in those cases, bro, it's got nothing to do with you. Okay? It even has happened to me. I still get ghosted on time to time. It doesn't happen a lot, but it still happens sometimes, okay? And you got to understand, if a woman is attractive to any capacity, she's talking to at least 3 to 5 guys at any one time to try to find the best fit for her, okay? So you should try to vet these women as well. Is she the best fit for me? You go on a date. There's no reason to be nervous for the date. See if she's even worth your time and energy. I hope, when I go on dates, I'm thinking, man, I hope I like this girl. I hope she's feminine. I hope she has good energy. I hope she has some shit to bring to the table. Because a lot of women today don't, bro. But look, if it doesn't work out, don't spiral. Don't sweat it. Don't chase any kind of closure. Don't worry about it. Don't take it personally. Sometimes you can't take it. You really can't take anything personally these days. Okay, but if there's a lot of room that you have for improvement, then get on it. But sometimes it's just out of your control, man. Sometimes it's just how it is. Focus on your growth. Focus on your path. Because the better you get at being him, at being you, right? Being the evolved guy, right? The better you get at being you, and the more that you improve yourself, the less this crap even phases you, because you got enough shit going on. You have an abundance mindset, because you guys got to get out of this scarcity mindset, right? So the ideal scenario is you stop overthinking too much, right? You stop checking your phone like it's a slot machine, right? Stop obsessing over women who haven't earned your time, right? Instead, you start building. You start building. You have options. You wake up, one day you're clear-minded, you're composed, you're committed to your path, you're on your purpose. You hit the gym, you meditate, you grind, you level up, you're on your purpose, bro. And slowly, that same girl that ghosted you, she comes back around. It's happened to me with pretty much every ex I've had, every girl that she'll come back around. She starts to watch, and they're watching, they're lurking, bro. They're looking at your story, they're watching your moves. These women pay attention, bro. But guess what? You don't give a shit. You don't even care, because now you've built the version of you who doesn't chase, you attract. So that's all I got for you guys today, man. If this resonated with you, comment down below. Let me know what you think. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Freaking subscribe. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace.